On July 29, 1900, King Umberto I was assassinated in Monza by the anarchist Gaetano Bresci, a political act that sent shockwaves through the young Italian kingdom. Just 4 days later, Queen Margherita solemnly entrusted the royal jewels to her daughter-in-law, Elena of Montenegro. Alongside the glittering treasures came a carefully drafted inventory and a strict stipulation. The jewels were to be kept securely locked away, and Margherita herself could access them only through a formal request. Thus began a tradition of royal custody that would be tested by war and political upheaval. So let's explore the story of hidden Italy's royal jewels. Before we start, please support my channel by clicking like and subscribe buttons. Fast forward to September 6, 1943. In the Quirinale Palace in Rome, a black leather case with 3 shelves, lined in blue velvet, rested inside safe number 3. It housed the regal ornaments of the House of Savoy. But Italy, now a battlefield in the Second World War, was on the brink of collapse. King Victor Emmanuel III, facing the imminent occupation of Rome, prepared to flee. He gave orders for the royal jewels to be secured and transferred to the Bank of Italy for safekeeping. The treasures didn't remain there for long. Soon, the German army occupied the city, and with them came greed. A German officer presented the Bank of Italy with a document allegedly signed by Adolf Hitler, demanding the immediate surrender of the crown jewels. But Italian officials were prepared. With composure, they informed the German emissary that the king had already taken the jewels and escaped. When German forces inspected safe number 3, they found it empty. In truth, the jewels had been secretly transported through a 16th century tunnel connecting the Quirinale to the Palazzo Barberini. There, hidden in a niche carved into the wall, Italy's most precious gems lay concealed from the eyes of plunderers. The jewels survived the war, but peace brought a new kind of struggle, one over ownership. In 1946, Italians voted in a referendum to abolish the monarchy and establish a republic. King Victor Emmanuel III, disgraced by his collaboration with Mussolini's regime, had abdicated in favor of his son, Umberto II, in a final effort to save the throne. It wasn't enough. The House of Savoy was swept aside. In the wake of the referendum, Umberto II reached out to Luigi Einaudi, the new governor of the Bank of Italy. He showed him the iconic blue velvet-lined case and made a request. Given the recent developments, he wrote, "I ask that these jewels not be handed over hastily to a commissioner who might distribute them without regard to their historical value. These are jewels worn by queens and princesses of the House of Savoy. I ask that they be held by the Bank of Italy until they can be returned to their rightful owner." But who is the rightful owner? That question has remained unanswered for nearly 8 decades. Are the crown jewels private property of the Savoy heirs, an inheritance of centuries? Or do they belong to the Italian people as part of their cultural patrimony? Even Einaudi, a man of precise legal thought, confessed uncertainty in his diary, acknowledging that one could reasonably argue they belonged to the royal family. The debate remains unresolved. In 2022, the descendants of the House of Savoy reignited the controversy by filing a lawsuit against the Bank of Italy, demanding the return of the jewels. In 1946, just as the monarchy in Italy was drawing its final breath, a man named Marquis Falcone Lucifero found himself face to face with a legacy hidden behind velvet and history. As he prepared to deposit the royal treasure with the Bank of Italy, he recorded his astonishment in his diary. "I see the crown jewels for the first time. They are truly marvellous and worth more than $1 billion. The gems were locked away in a black leather case no bigger than a briefcase. just 39 by 31 by 20 centimeters. The case was then wrapped in tar paper, sealed with 11 official seals, and placed into deep storage. What exactly was inside, however, has remained shrouded in mystery. The only clues come from scattered inventories and memories. In Jewellery of the House of Savoy, a book co-authored by royal historian Stefano Papi and Princess Maria Gabriella of Savoy, we learn that many pieces date back to the mid-1800s. King Charles Albert of Sardinia had purchased entire sets of jewellery for his daughter-in-law, Maria Adelaide of Austria. The pieces, crafted by the famed jeweller Musi, included diadems, earrings, bracelets, and at least one tiara of staggering grandeur. This particular tiara, commissioned later by King Umberto I, featured 11 gem-set scrolls topped with drop-shaped pearls, alongside 64 round pearls, over 1,000 brilliants, and 541 diamonds, weighing a total of more than 2,000 carats. And yet, the 1946 inventory didn't describe the pieces themselves. It simply counted stones. A total of 6,732 diamonds and gems, and around 2,000 pearls. According to some, that would place their value today around 300 million euros. Others, however, dispute that figure, arguing the historical value far outweighs the monetary worth. Those doubts came to a head in July 1976. Amid whispers of theft and rumours of missing pieces, the sealed jewellery case was reopened. Two of Italy's most prominent jewellers, Gianni Bulgari and Tito Vespasiani, were summoned to inspect the contents. What they found was underwhelming. The jewels were intact, but not as magnificent as legend had suggested. Vespasiani estimated their worth to be just a few hundred million lire, not euros, and Bulgari himself later confessed. All I remember from that day is seeing them and asking, is this really the treasure of the Kingdom of Italy? Of course, not every jewel in the Savoy collection ended up in the vault. Over the years, pieces surfaced in private collections and glittered at prestigious auctions. In both 2007 and 2021, the heirs of the House of Savoy organised high-profile sales, offering up some of the family's most exceptional pieces. Among them was a famous tiara of natural pearls and diamonds, fetching over 1 million euros at Sotheby's. Other legendary items never even made it to the Bank of Italy. Queen Margherita's iconic 10-strand necklace of 684 pearls is missing from the inventory, as is her laurel leaf diamond tiara with a central daisy, an heirloom from Victor Emmanuel II. The pink tourmaline powder, gifted in 1850 by Queen Maria Theresa of Sardinia to Princess Elizabeth of Saxony, is also still in family hands. That set includes a tiara, necklace, earrings, brooch and bracelets, all interchangeable with tourmaline, rubies or sapphires. The public caught a glimpse of this magnificent ensemble in 2003 when Clotilde Curot wore it, set with pink tourmaline, for her wedding to Emanuele Filiberto, grandson of the last king of Italy. Princess Maria Gabriella herself had worn the same parure years earlier, swapping in the sapphires. In the end, the story of Italy's crown jewels is as complex as the nation's modern history, part treasure hunt, part legal battle, and part royal family drama. And until a final ruling is made on their rightful ownership, the mystery and allure of these jewels will continue to sparkle behind locked doors and courtroom debates. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. Please do not forget to support my channel by clicking like and subscribe buttons.